102.7 FM, the voice that echoes through every home, every heart. From the streets to the studio, we bring you real talk, real music, and real moments. We are not just a station, we are a movement. High Power 102.7 FM, the pride of the people.
Have you been trying to save and it has proven difficult? Do you want to learn to budget, save and spend wise? Then say no more. Because Money Sense is the program you need. Your weekly nugget, always on iPower 102.7 FM. Join your host, Florence Ibarama, every Monday from 1:30 to 2 p.m. right on iPower 102.7 FM for perfect inspiration, for financial wisdom, and answers to all your questions. Money Sense, your weekly guide to financial freedom.
My friend, time now money. Make you not play with your work, yeah.
Time na money, oh. Time na money. Time na money, oh. Time na money. Time na money, eh. Time na money. Make you use your time well. No waka waka. No gossip gossip. No spoil another man. Use your time well. Do better thing. Money that they come from heaven. Do better thing. Money go come. The true word that they tell you so.
Yes, so good afternoon. Of course, again, we don't come again with another episode of Money Sense. Yes, a very beautiful afternoon out there to all our amazing listeners. And of course, welcome to another edition of Money Sense on your darling station, iPower 102.7 FM. And you understand the vibe of the program. The program is centered around practical financial wisdom and, of course, how to make smarter money decisions in your everyday life.
The true word that they tell you so. Hey.
My name is Florence Ibarama, and of course, friends call me Floxy. You can call me Floxy too. And this is Morning Sense. And today, we would be talking about something very, 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 very important. Before I go straight into our topic for today, let me ask a question. If an emergency happens today, are you financially prepared? Let's say something happened and, emergency is something you didn't plan for. So if something like that should happen today, as at today, Monday, 20th April, what you could do? How are you going to handle it? So yes, that's going to bring us to our topic, because for every action, there is a reaction. So that is what we're talking about. What we're talking about today. And in times like this, where the cost of living keeps, rising and unexpected expenses shows up without warning, having a backup plan is no longer an option. It's an essence. So you need to actually have a backup plan, because at the end of the day, that backup plan might save you what you don't expect. So today on Money Sense, we'll be talking about the importance of emergency fund. You know I am big on emergency fund. In case you go break person egg, then tell you say carry money come, or come and give us our egg back. How do you manage? Yes, so today we're talking about the importance of emergency funds, why it matters, and how you can start to build one. In case you tell yourself, no, I earn so little, I can't afford to, start saving for one emergency. I pray very well. God will not allow it to happen. See, you're going to leave God. Not like leave God, but you're going to do what you would do as human, and God will do what God will do as God. So yes, today we're talking about the importance importance of emergency funds, why it matters, how you can start one, no matter how little you think your income may be.
Use your time well.
And of course, this is one conversation that can save you a whole lot of stress. Like, it can save you stress, you can save you debts, you can save you financial pressure in the future. Even now, the future is even already here, so it can save you a whole lot of stress. So I am telling you this beautiful Monday afternoon to please stay with me as we break it down in a simple, practical and relatable way, because of course this is Money Sense, where financial wisdom meets life realities. Let's get started.
Use your time well. Do better thing. Money that they come from heaven. Do better thing. Money goes come. Now true word that they tell you so. Money that know. Hey.
Yes, first off, what is emergency funding? Like for the up 10 time, because I've always been talking about emergency fund for every time we're talking about savings and everything that concerns saving. So today we're asking ourselves, what is emergency fund? Now, emergency fund is the money set aside specifically, like you don't get tagged, for unexpected and urgent situation. You know, like I always say, emergency fund is not for Ashwebi. It's not for my brother, cousin, sister wants to do wedding one time and I have to go, or go prepared. It's not for that. Now, emergency fund, like I said earlier, is a money set aside for unexpected and urgent situation. Like when I say urgent situation, it could be medicals, it could be life-changing decision in terms of career, it could be anything important. You understand it now? So yes, it's not to flex, it's not to enjoy life, it's not to show that yes, when you're big, you're big. You know those kind of feeling when you want to come all out for somebody else's occasion. They don't even send you. You get? So yes, so that is what emergency fund is. The money set aside specifically. You don't get name, you don't get tagged for unexpected and urgent situations. And now let me state it clear one more time. It's not rent money, because your rent money should be separate. Like, it's not rent money, it's not your savings for shopping or business expansion. No, it is not money for outing or planned expenses. That is where the name comes in, emergency. You know, when something unexpected happens, you already know you have a business, so a separate account should go for all of that. You already know there's a party coming, a separate account should go for all of that. You already know you're going to do shopping, pay house rent, buy food, shelter and all of that. So that should be in a separate account aside what is tagged emergency fund.
No waka waka. No.
And now let me state it very clear. It is strictly for emergencies. Now, what kind of emergencies? Because I'm sure you're asking me, okay, Floxy, which kind of emergency again? It's not for Ashwebi, it's not for shopping, it's not for business expansion. Then what am I supposed to do with the money? Now, you have sudden medical emergencies. Nobody prays to have kidney failure, the heart, the brain, and all of that. Something that you least expected was going to happen, and it happens. So that is it. So sudden, medical emergencies, your job loss or salary delay. You didn't plan to lose your job. You get to the office and they tell you, please, we no longer need your service. That is emergency. You didn't plan it. So that is where this kind of money comes in play and act what you're supposed to act. Now, urgent home or car repair. You're traveling and suddenly, you need to travel a mile and you notice my car is in bad shape. You know, that who they are alive, they secure emergency fund, right? So you need to actually go into that account and take it and repair the car, because anything can happen. So to avoid eventualities, so that's it, or family emergencies that requires immediate financial attention, or even unexpected travel or obligation. So all of these I've mentioned are very rare cases that requires an urgent attention, hence the tag emergency fund.
Hey. Not be cheap, my brother. Time na money, oh.
So in summary, it is called a financial shock absorber. Yes, a financial shock absorber. Something is coming to you boom. So instead of it to just eat you suddenly and you just grow weary, you just grow tired, you just grow pale, just grow, something just absorbs that I've got you covered. So that thing that takes off the heat from you itself is called the emergency fund account. So yes, so all of this I'm mentioning, I'm saying now, are what are supposed to be in place to help you absorb the shock that might come eventually.
Time no money. Time no money.
Okay, now, what are the reasons why people today might not really take emergency fund seriously? Now, one of the major challenges is that many people feel that survival mode financially, meaning income comes in and goes out immediately. So I can't really wrap my head around having an emergency fund account. I just want to survive. Now, one of the reasons why people would think that this is a mission impossible is because they think they are not earning enough. You understand? So why would I say, well, how much am I earning? I want to start saving for one emergency. I'll go and pray. God have covered me and all of that. No, you see, yes, like I said in the beginning, God will do what God would do, and you will do what you would do as a man.
Use your time well. Do better thing. Money that they come from heaven. Do better thing. Money goes come. The true word that they tell you so. Only that know. Hey.
Yes, sir, for you to believe that I don't earn enough, so I can't even spare any cash and target emergency fund. That's one. Or you tell yourself, when I start earning big, when I arrive, I would look into that. So I will start when I start earning more. Or nothing bad will happen to me, Jare. I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. Allah got me covered. Yeah, it's good to pray. It's good to see all of those things. But when reality sets in, I guess your reality would tell you where to place yourself. So those are the reasons why people might just feel, I beg now, grandma Jare, who they say for this economy, which kind of emergency fund? But in the reality is, if that eventually happens, how do you intend to navigate the situation?
Use your time well. No waka waka.
And yes, emergency, they wait make you ready. It doesn't wait for you to get ready. When it hits you, and that is it. You just have to find a way around it. So it only helps you absorb some kind of stress and suck it all in if you have at least something you could work with upon arrival of such emergencies.
Not be cheap, my brother. Time no money, oh. Time no money.
And yes, if you are the kind of person that tells yourself, nothing bad will happen to me when I start earning big, or how much am I earning? Now, what happens when such situation comes to you is the fact that first you're in debt. Yes. Because you have to go and look for where to borrow. And the moment people notice that you're borrowing out of, you're pressured. They want to double the interest and just give you some kind of weird conditions, so much as to discourage you. But because you really need the money, you just want to say, okay, whatever it is, I'm going to abide by it. So yes, you're first in debt. Second, you're stressed. Third, you begin to sell your valuables. Yes, sell your wigs, sell your cars. In fact, you'll be selling them at an amount that won't even be able to help you afford another one if eventually you want to afford. And also, you borrow under pressure. Like I said before, you borrow under pressure with some unreasonable conditions attached to it. And yes, financially, you will not be stable. So why not save yourself all of this stress and just go with the flow of having an emergency fund, then waiting for what if it happens or what if it doesn't happen?
Time no money, time no money.
Yes, for those just joining us, the program is Money Sense on your darling station, Ibra 102.7 FM, and today we're talking about the importance of emergency fund, why you should indulge, and if you've not even started one as at 20 of April 2026, you still have up to maybe 8 months to decide your future and start now. Yes, like I always say, it doesn't really matter how you're starting, what you're starting with, or the goal is to start. In fact, start small. Conveniently start small, but you stay consistent at what you do.
No gossip, no spoil another mind. Use your time well. Do better thing. Money
Yes, so why an emergency fund is important? Why you as a person should indulge, should make it a lifestyle to get emergency fund. Now, the first thing is it prevents some debts dependency. Say you dey hold money, you can't dey worry, you can't dey panic, you can't dey enter where you don't suppose enter. You understand? It just avoids, it just takes you out of such situation. Now, without savings, the first option becomes borrowing. And when you want to borrow, and people know that no, she really needs this money. Even those that are not willing to actually borrow, you will want to give you some kind of conditions. Imagine telling you that you want to borrow 100,000 naira now, and you're going to pay back an interest. So when you're paying back, you're paying back 300,000. Now tell me what kind of job you want to do that you will get 200k as a profit. So much that you're able to return the 100 you borrowed and the 200 that is added because they see that you are under such duress. So yes, so it actually prevents you from some debts that could have been avoided, or your some debts that are dependency. You get. So yes, the moment you don't have savings, the moment you don't have an emergency fund, the next thing is you want to borrow, and with an emergency fund, you avoid high interest loan or unnecessary debt trap. Yeah, so the moment you make having an emergency fund account a lifestyle, some debts you want to enter are so preventable. You don't have to face some unnecessary debt, some unnecessary high interest loans. You don't have it. You just you just maneuver, you just manage yourself with that savings you already have.
True word, not be cheat, my bro.
And yes, this one is fact very, 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 very important, because health is wealth. So yes, if you have an emergency fund, it protects your mental health. Like, when you're not planning for something to happen and it happens, maybe those for some people for those that have experienced their house getting burnt or something, you go to work and your neighbors are calling you that your building is on fire. Yes, you didn't plan that building should go on fire or should be set ablaze or something. Anything could have happened that resulted to that. You are at work and you are confused. There's this rush of emotions all around you. You don't even know how to feel, cry, tear up or anything, break down, faint or anything. But the moment you want to get so tired and so weary, and you tell yourself, okay, I think I have 1 point something in my emergency fund account. Okay, I'll just go home. I'll go and see the level of damage that is done. I'll go and, I'll just check the account. I'll just pick up this amount from the account to, first off, you are in charge of that situation. Yes. So even when people expect you to break down, cry, you're like, okay, yes, this is bad, but by tomorrow I will call this to come and fix this. I will call this. They won't be asking you, you prepare for this damage before it happens? You understand that kind of feeling? So yes, that is what it does for you. It protects your mental health. Now, financial pressure is one of the biggest causes of stress. So knowing you have a backup fund gives you emotional stability. So even when people are expecting to cry, to show yourself in some kind of a downward style, you're just like, okay, fine. I wasn't expecting this, but maybe the money I have in the other account will just be diverted. You are in charge. You are in charge, and before you know it, you've fixed what needs to be fixed. So yes, when you have emergency fund, the first thing is it prevents some kind of debt dependency, going and borrowing high interest loan, going to entering some unnecessary trap for debt and all of that. Then the next thing is it protects your mental health. Your mental health is on 100. No matter what happens, you are in control. You are in control because financially you are stable. So now, it's not magic, it's not rocket science, it's just you starting small and staying consistent at what you've started.
Time na money, eh?
And yes, when you have an emergency fund, you make some decisions that are breathtaking. Yes, you don't just make decisions like, for instance, the instance I gave that you're just called upon that your child fell from the school and has bruises, and she's at the hospital and all of that, even though the school would take responsibility, you as a parent will still do your PT, right? So you don't just make some decisions because what am I going to do? You're in charge. You are so much in charge of whatever is going to happen. Even with the instance of the house being burnt and all of that, you are in charge. You are calling the right persons that need to come, even though your community might decide to let's just rally around and get some fun for this person. You are largely in charge, and that makes you make better decision. So when emergency happens, people without savings make rushed decision. But with funds in place, you just think clearly and tell yourself, okay, by tomorrow, I think I will call this person. He should be in charge of this. You're able to talk. And when you're talking, people will listen because you're talking from the point of view of, okay, I've got this covered, although it's an emergency, but I can still find my way around it and get an way.
Use your time well.
And also, it gives you financial dignity. Yes, you don't just beg. There's a way you're going to be in some kind of mess and you start begging from everybody, and they just start looking at you like, like, so this is all that is to this person, and she's always showing off or showing out as if she's more than this. So yes, it gives you some kind of financial dignity. You don't have to go low because of an emergency, if only you have that emergency fund somewhere relaxing and waiting for eventualities to happen. So yes, you don't have to beg, panic, or even rely on a last-minute help. You can just handle situations independently. I came across a post sometime on Facebook, I think, where a lady was showing where a shop got burnt, and almost in the same video, she showed what before. Like the before was when the shop got burned, and after. I went to the comment section and you're like, now because you get money now, like it was looking 10 times more beautiful than when the casualty happened. And people are like even saying in code that maybe she actually did the burning so she could actually come with this new look, because it was giving, Iliobato Ewalobusi. Like that was what it was giving. Like people were like, so you waited till it got bad for you to replenish this fine. So it's because I believe she has the funding. You get, people could not even sympathize. They just started applauding and telling her that, oh wow, this is even looking so fine. This is looking so, it was giving that vibe. So yes, the moment you have your emergency fund, you don't beg. Like you don't just beg up and you don't beg up and down like someone who's helpless. You can beg, but at least there's this dignity in you that it gives, this financial dignity, because you have, at least let's say you're looking for 100,000 and you have like an 80k in your account. If you're going to beg for 20k, you're going to beg with steeze and composure. But imagine needing 100,000 and you have like maybe 5k, or you don't even have the 5k. How do you think you're going to beg? You're going to beg like someone who is helpless and whose life depends on what you get from outside. So yes, sir, why it's important, why your emergency fund is important is because first, it helps you, it prevents that debt, dependency. It protects your mental health, because your mental health is important. Also, it prevents you from making some bad decisions. You always make good decisions because you're in charge. Also, it gives you financial dignity. And of course, it creates a financial resilience. It's not just about surviving. It's about being able to recover quickly after a financial shock. Something happens to you, and because I have one or two I kept somewhere, I can just bounce back on my feet. You're able to absorb the shock and you just continue life, because life is for the living. The show must continue. So that is what emergency fund does if you prepare ahead before time.
True word, not the cheat, my brother. Time na money, oh, time na money. Time na money, eh? Time na money. Make you use your time well. No waka waka. No go.
Okay, now the question on the lips of everybody is now, okay, how much should I save? And because all of this you are talking about now, they seem like big projects that needs big money. Now, the truth is, There is no amount that cannot be saved. There's no amount you cannot start with. You get? There is no size fits that. There's no size that fits all the amounts. But here is a practical step you can take, like over and over again. I would continue to preach it. Now, start with at least 1 month of basic expenses. Yes, okay, maybe it depends. All of this depends on how much you make or you earn and the multiple source of income you have. So depending on what you think you can, that works for you. Because the first thing you need to do is don't build your castle in the air. You cannot be earning maybe 70,000 naira or 80,000 naira, and you tell yourself, because of Floxy said we should start having emergency fund, I will start saving 40k. You can't save 40k. How do you expect to survive up until the next month? You can't save 40k. So that is so unrealistic. So yes, work with what works for you. Now, after you work with what works for you, ensure you stay consistent. Like make it a ritual. Like timba tea for when you start counting arami oni bale. Like that kind of thing. So yes, so you stay glued, you do it religiously. Yes, because that itself can help save a life.
Time na money. Time na money.
Yes, you need to start small. Maybe 1,000 weekly, 5,000 monthly, even loose change savings. Just do something, but make sure you don't build your castle in the air. What matters most is you being consistent, not the size. Now, how to build an emergency, a fund account, the practical steps to do that. Now, like I said, emergency fund is not for Ashwebi. It's not for you to, party or pepper them or buy the latest bag or tell your friends you've arrived. That's not what emergency fund is. So now, if you want to do this in a practical steps, now you open a separate account and it should be in your head that, okay, this account is for emergency fund. Anything is surely something can happen that I'm not planning for. So this account, basically all the money that goes into this account is for eventualities, not to be spent, not to impress, not to show I've arrived, no. You understand? So that helps you to avoid the temptation of trying to spend from the account. And two, treat that account as untouchable. Be you. I won't touch this money. But if it's on the matter of life and death, I can't say that. You understand? Because at the end of the day, you need your life. You need yourself, your sane mind to save more. So yes. So treat that account as an untouchable money. Unless there is real emergency, don't access the account. And also, save first, not later. We have a way we do our programs here where we'll tell you that the moment your paycheck comes in, bam, before you want to remove money for, groceries, foodstuff, transport, whatever you want to remove your money for, the first thing that is paramount is, number one, savings. So before you even start to buy anything at all, you remove that money. If you earn 70k, for instance, like I'm saying again, you can just take out 5k and say, this 5k is my savings. So yes, you can just say that 5k is for your emergency fund. So remove that money first hand. So you save first, not later. Because by the time you tell yourself, okay, let me quickly write the food stuff I want to buy, the transport, the data, this one, electricity. Before you are done, you are left with very little something. And you tell yourself, maybe next month, this month don't go be that. You understand? So before you indulge in buying any other thing, ensure you save first. Now, automate savings if possible. Like the money drops in an account, and under that account, you have an app where you need to work on something. Just be rest assured that you automate your savings.
True word, not be cheap, my brother. Time na money, oh. Time na money. Time na money, eh. Time na money. Make you use your time well. No waka waka. No gossip. No spoil another man. Use your time well. Do better the money.
Yes, like I said, you can automate savings if possible because, bank allows you to do that. The moment the money gets, you've already fixed a particular date and time where they deduct what they want to deduct. So if you like, whatever, before you even tell yourself, let me go and buy. Bank don't come out, bank don't come out. So yes, and of course, start small but stay consistent. Start small. Discipline builds the fund over time. Like strict discipline, not like today, this month, guys, be make I no. Just be disciplined about it, and you will smile and thank me later.
Do better till money go come. Now true word that they tell you so. Only that know. Hey.
Okay, let me throw out the phone lines and you get a call and tell me, do you currently have difficulty in actually indulging or having an emergency fund in your place? What has stopped you from, saving consistently? How have you ever faced a financial emergency you were not prepared for? Then what advice would you give to someone struggling to start saving? 08165524699. 08165524699.
Hey. True word, not be cheek, my brother. Time na money, oh. Time na money. Time na money, eh. Time na money. Make you use your time well. No waka waka. No gossip gossip. No spoil another man. Use your time well. Do better thing. Money not never from heaven. Do better thing. Money goes come. The true word that they tell you so. Only that know. Hey. True word not be cheek, my brother. Time na money, oh. Time na money. Time na money, eh. Time na money.
Yes, because of how fast our time is spent, and of course, that brings us to the end of this edition of Morning Sense, where we talked about the importance of emergency fund. Today we have actually talked about it, and I'm sure I have been able to break it down in the most simplest but yet powerful terms. So the emergency fund, and of course the truth is life is so unpredictable. Emergencies will come whether you plan for it or you don't plan for it. The only difference is whether you're prepared when they arrive. So remember, it is not about how much you earn. Like I said, it's about how consistent you've prepared. Even if it's the smallest savings, do them regularly. You can grow into financial safety net. Yes, until I come your way again, same time, same station, iPower 102.7 FM. Many thanks to everyone that's worked with us on this particular edition. Special thanks to our general manager, of course, the head of programs, so Lulu Timmy Elijah, and of course to every other person in the studio. Stopman, thank you very much. And of course, every other person, and of course, our amazing listeners out there, and for your sweet reviews every time. I am Floxy Barima. This has been Morning Sense, and of course,